Hey guys, today's January 12th. That means that we're reading John chapter 10, verses 22 through 42. Now, immediately after kind of the sheep explanation, the Good Shepherd explanation, we can see in verse 22 that it's the Feast of Dedication. We would know that today as Hanukkah. It's the end of the year. It's around what we would call around Christmas time, around the new year. And it was winter, and Jesus was there in the temple. And as he's in the temple, a crowd kind of pins him up against a wall and says, "Hey, Jesus, you got to tell us, are you the Messiah or not?" And Jesus pretty much just says, basically, guys, I've been saying this from the beginning. You still are not getting it. We would probably know that they're not getting it because they're not a part of his sheep herd. They don't know Christ. They don't believe in he's the Messiah. That's why they're not getting it. But basically says, hey guys, I've been telling you, I am the Messiah. I've come from God. I'm doing miracles. I'm doing healings. I'm doing all this. You're seeing the power of God. I am God. I and the Father are one. And he goes on and gives us a promise in verse 29 that just kind of makes my heart jump every time that I read it. And it says, my Father who has given them to me is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of my Father's hand. Once again, talking about that sheep herd where he says, I'm going to hold them and I'm going to protect them. Once again, it's a promise to us as Christians that says, if you were my sheepfold, if you were, instead of pinning me up against the temple wall, if you believed me, you would know who I am, and you would know that your eternal security is safe with me. And so once he hears this, basically the Jews kind of find stones in the temple courtyard and start to pick him up. They're going to kill him. They're going to stone him again. Now, Jesus has seen this multiple times in the book of John, and even in other books. This has happened before. And Jesus basically says, why are you guys going to do this? You guys have seen what I've done. I've done the miracles. I've done the healings. You've done everything. Even if you say that I'm not from God, everything that I am doing is God ordained. Everything that I'm doing is something that God has done. These are the things that Moses has had done. These are the things that in the Old Testament that the prophets have done. We know that the acts of power that is coming from me is from God. So he says, even if you don't believe in me, look at these miracles and believe in God. And they don't buy it. They just clearly do not see it. They are not part of his sheep herd. And so it says, and again, they attempt to arrest him, and Jesus kind of once again slips out. He gets out of there, he moves on, and it says he moves east over the Jordan River, and he goes all the way back to where John chapter 1 starts, where John the Baptizer, John the Baptist, is baptizing people out in the desert. And so he says he came there, and John, all of his disciples, all the people that would have lived around there are now kind of flocking around Jesus and listening to his teaching. He was out there for a while, and basically said, well, John, he didn't do any miracles like you did, Jesus. He didn't do this and he didn't do that. But what he did say is about you, everything has come true, that you are the Son of God, that you are the Messiah, you are the one who's going to take away. And they basically say, you are that guy. John didn't do the miracles, but you are, which further proves what John was saying. In that verse, the kind of last verse of chapter 10 says that, and many believed him there. So even though that he was ran away from Jerusalem, ran away from the temple, even though they didn't believe, he goes east to the Jordan where he's still finding people and still building that sheep herd. The people that truly know him, that are called by his name, he is keeping, holding, and protecting until the end times. Guys, this is a great time. I hope you are enjoying this, and we'll see you tomorrow. God bless.